أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم
पनाह मांगता हूँ मैं अल्लाह की शैतान मरदूद से।
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم
शुरू अल्लाह का नाम लेकर जो बड़ा मेहरबान निहायत रहम वाला है।
Viewers, Assalamu alaikum. I'm Haider Zaidi. You're watching Hidayat TV. I'm here with another episode of Generation Gap. ये अफसाना है मोहब्बत, ये कहानियाँ वफा की, कोई और जिक्र छेड़ो मेरे लोग मर रहे हैं. Viewers, in a blog written in Daily Dawn by Dr. Haider from Canada, he writes, Murtaza was only 12-year-old, full of life and promise. But that was on Sunday. Monday morning, Murtaza Haider and his father, Dr. Sayyid Ali Haider, they were shot dead in a targeted attack in Lahore. Dr. Ali Haider was the most talented eye specialist in Pakistan. He was shot 6 times in his face, and this vicious attack was carried out by the banned outfits to target Shia Muslims. For any normal human being, I repeat, any normal human being, the recent wave of cold-blooded targeted killings of Shia Muslims in Pakistan at multiple locations throughout is almost horrific to digest. Viewers, there are 35 to 40 million Shia Muslims living in Pakistan. But what is their crime? What they have done? Difference in opinion and difference in belief. Is it a crime to get killed for? They get taken off the buses, their ID cards get checked. And if there is anyone with the name of Ali, Hussein or Fatima, they get shot. In the first 48 days of 2013, from 1st of January 2013 to 17th February, at least 269 Shia Muslims have been killed and another 459 injured in these systematic attacks. Inshallah, today we will go to Pakistan, we'll speak to different generations based in Pakistan, and we'll talk to them and we'll ask them what has happened. Is it 9/11? Is it 7/7? Or is it something else? There have been so many narrations in media, it's a proxy war. We'll talk about these issues. And to talk about those issues, inshallah, we will be joined by Ali Natik. He's a social media activist. We're joined by Raza Rumi. He is a policy director of a leading think tank based in Islamabad. We will be joined by also Ali Abbas Zaidi, a youth activist, founder of Pakistan Youth Alliance, and also Haider Zaman Qureshi, who is an important political party position holder in southern Punjab. And we'll ask these people that what's their view, and are we doing our job to protect our community? So let's start. Firstly, I would like to introduce Ali Natik. He's joined us from London. Assalamu alaikum, Ali. Ali is a technology consultant by profession and active social media activist. He manages various English and Urdu blogs and in campaigns for equal right for all minorities in Pakistan and also demands a secular and tolerant democratic Pakistan. Ali, thank you very much for joining us. Put these numbers in perspective for us. Tell us how long it's been going on, whatever I've just mentioned.
Thanks, Ali, for having me on the show. Despite being 20% of the population of Pakistan, more than 21,000 Shia have been killed in Pakistan so far. And since this is a very complicated and complex issue, there's a long background and history to it. So if you'll always in time, I'll discuss it in detail. Basically, since the inception of Pakistan, the state has rejected the shrine or saint-based interpretation of Islam, which celebrates the Sufi saints, and instead it has adopted the madrasa-based or more rigid interpretation of Islam because the low church traditions of Sufi Islam were of no help in lawmaking and legislation. So you can say that before the creation of Pakistan, the same kind of Muslims and clerics who opposed Pakistan were all of a sudden extremely important for the newborn state of Pakistan because it wanted Islam as an ideology and guiding principle for the legislation and lawmaking. Hence, it's fair to say that the Shia Muslims, the Sufis, and including the Bareilly Muslims and other minorities like Hindus and Christians and anti-Muslims, they've all been victims of this state ideology and this persecution. In terms of the killing of the Shia Muslims, there are two main factors that we need to consider here. First is the ideology of Takfir, which has its roots in the Muslim history, starting from the Umayyads, the Abbasids, and to the Ottomans in Turkey. And then the second thing that we need to consider is the state patronage, which is given to these anti-Shia militants in Pakistan. For the ideology of Takfir, we need to look at the Fatwa Alamgir, which is the collection of fatwas which was collected in the period of Mughal Emperor Alamgir. And it's still used in these days. And the Takfiri fatwas which these organizations use against the Shia are still based on this book. In terms of the violence, I think it's fair to say that they took a kind of organized form in the post-Zia period after Zia took power. But it would be unfair to say that there was no violence against the Shia Muslims before Zia. For example, the first incident of violence against the Shia Muslims in Pakistan was recorded in 1963 in the remote town of southern province of Sindh, when 118 Shia were killed in a single day. And today, this is the most deadly attack. Similarly, in the year 1978, a Shia procession of Ashura were attacked in Lahore and Karachi. There were several incidents of target killings recorded throughout the 70s. This gives evidence that even before Zia took power, before the Islamic Revolution of Iran, there was some violence against the Shia Muslims because of that ideology of Takfir. But it was not organized until Zia took power. Because of the close ties of the Zia government with Saudi Arabia and its personal taste for Saudi Arabia-style Sharia laws, it resulted in very radical Islamization of Pakistan, which included state patronage and funding to jihadi madrasas, specifically of the Deobandi sect. We have recorded evidence that Saudi Arabia asked Zia to start a zakat system in Pakistan and promised that the seized money of this will be given to him, but he put a condition that a part of this zakat fund goes every year to Ahl Hadith and Deobandi madrasas. And as a result of this, if you look at the number of madrasas, the figures released by the Interior Ministry of Pakistan, the Deobandi madrasas in Pakistan make up 71% of the total madrasas, whereas they are only 15% of the population. The Bareilly Sunni Muslims, shrine-going Sufi Muslims, who are 55% of the population, the majority of Muslims in Pakistan, they have only 16% share in the madrasas. And
okay, this is very interesting. You're saying that Deobandi sect, they got 71% of the madrasa share.
I'm giving you the facts from the Interior Ministry of Pakistan. So these are all known facts. So similarly, the Shia, who make up 20% of the population, have only 4% share in madrasa. So we have clear evidence that the demographics were changed by state patronage and funding and all kind of administrative support. And similarly, if you keep on going forward in history, if you look at the Afghan war during 1988, when they wanted a weapon supply route between Afghanistan and Pakistan, the road was through the Kuram Agency in Parachinar, Gilgit region, which has always been a Shia majority region. And just to ensure that there was no Shia pockets on the weapon supply route, Zia sent militias of from these jihadi madrasas who basically attacked Shia villages, and more than 800 Shia were killed in a single day. This is recorded by all historians, and this is well documented. And since then, violence has not ended in Parachinar, and more than 6,000 Shia have been killed in Parachinar.
Let me ask you this. I mean, obviously, the other version of this whole story will be that there is also some sectarian violence involved in it. If Shia has been attacked, there are also people of other faith, they've been attacked as well. So is it sectarian violence, or is it systematic killing of Shias only? What is your view on it?
Right. I think we need a bit of background on the organization on this. If you look at Sipah Sahaba, it was formed in 1985, and according to Maryam Abu Zab, who was a French journalist and considered an authority on Sipah Sahaba, she writes that Sipah Sahaba received its initial funding from the local businessmen and traders in the Chang region in return for providing them protection and security. And the agenda of Chief Azhapa from day one has been to declare Pakistan a Sunni state, which it has always been. They want a death penalty for blasphemy, which is already in place. They want to restrict Shia procession indoors. They want to implement a caliphate. So basically, it has always been an anti-Shia militant organization. LEJ, Lashkar Jangvi, is a breakthrough faction of the same Sipah Sahaba, which was formed in 1995. But these two organizations have worked very closely. They're the same organization. They have no links with Al-Qaeda and Taliban as well. And if you look at the number of Shia killings in Pakistan, we have more than 100 recorded incidents of attacks on Shia processions, whether Ashura or Arba'in, on Shia Imam Barzas. More than 200 Shia doctors have been killed. There is an Amnesty International report from 2002, which states that only in the city of Karachi, from the year 1992 to 2002, 70 Shia doctors have been killed.
Okay.
There's systematic killing of Shia academics, educationists, Olympic gold medalists, scientists, which in total results in more than 21,000 Shia killings. So to say that this is sectarian war, we are saying that this is two-way war, this is tit-for-tat violence, which is gross misrepresentation, because it is only the Shia Muslims who are being killed, and there has been no retaliation by the Shia Muslims.
Okay, but why is it this narrative has been obviously produced by the media, by the social media as well as electronic and print? Why their media, why their narrative is so different that it is a sectarian violence and there's no Shia genocide or ethnic cleansing of Hazara community in particular?
I think the one reason is that there is a tendency to not use the term Shia. There is a perception throughout Pakistani society that using terms like Shia or Sunni makes you sectarian or there's something bad. And that goes in the media as well. I mean, if you look at the incident of in Gilgit or Chalak, when Shia were identified by looking at their ID cards,
yes, that's what I mentioned.
They were properly identified and killed, but media even refused to use the term Shia even then. So clearly, there is a tendency of just labeling them as random killing instead of being Shia, and that goes into the society as well. And I think there are some pressures on the media as well. And secondly, as I said, this tendency to act not sectarian, which I think is wrong. If a religious Muslim identity is acceptable, then a Shia or Sunni identity should be acceptable as well. And as far as the Hazara Shias are concerned, if you look at their history, they migrated to Quetta, Pakistan in the 1880s and 1890s. And this was the time when the Afghan ruler Abdul Rahman was ruthlessly killing them for their Shia beliefs. And several thousand of Hazaras were killed. So 100 years back, they migrated to Pakistan because of the Shia faith, because they were being killed. Then in the Taliban regime in 2000, several thousand Hazaras were killed in Hazarajat, in Mazar Sharif, in Herat. And recently as well in Quetta, they have been killed because of the Shia faith. So this is gross misrepresentation to either call it ethnic or calling it two-way sectarian violence, because I don't see any retaliation from the Shia.
Okay. What can be done? I mean, what's your final take? I want to move on from here. What can be done in UK, especially while we're sitting here and enjoying this freedom of speech? What can be done to propagate our message?
I think the first thing which all of the Shia and all of the other people who have been loyal to the cause and working for the cause need to understand is that you cannot really blame one particular state institution. It's a condition where it looks like the whole state apparatus is working in partnership to exterminate Shia from Pakistan. I mean, they butcher the Shia every day. The police cannot protect them or arrest them. The investigation officers are killed. If somehow they reach the courts, people like Malik Ishaq are offered tea and cookies in the courts. Or they are just freed. The political parties are kind of supporting them, working in alliance with them, and the security agencies and military have turned a blind eye to this genocide because they use these Shia killers in India or Kashmir or Balochistan or wherever they want. So the killing of Shia or Ahmadis or other minorities is like a collateral damage to them. So I think we need to understand that we need to protest in the right direction, and the way I see a solution in this massacre is that we need to go to the United Nations, we need to go to the courts of justice, we need to go to the international parliaments. Being in UK, we need to go and talk to British parliamentarians and help.
Writing more petitions to these institutions to raise awareness. Okay, thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much for your call, and inshallah, thank you very much for being on the show, and inshallah we will be in touch with you sooner. Thanks a lot. Viewers, inshallah, we will be joined in few moments by Ali Abbas Zaidi, a renowned youth activist from Pakistan. He is an aeronautical engineer, an activist, and he is the founder of Pakistan Youth Alliance. Based in Islamabad, he recently has led the sit-in after the last Saturday vicious attacks in Quetta. Also, his most recent campaign includes promoting peace through rickshaw arts. He's been widely acclaimed for his innovative plans to counter the relentless message of violence by the local and international media. Inshallah, when we'll come back after the break, we'll be joined by him. Thank you. Welcome back, viewers. We're joined by Ali Abbas Zaidi from Islamabad. Assalamu alaikum, Ali.
Walaikum salam.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, tell us about what do you think, what a common man thinks, how vulnerable is Shia community in Pakistan now?
See, I've grown up in 12 different cities of Pakistan. Mm-hmm. I've never in my life seen this much anti-Shia organizations level working in this country.
Okay.
The people who have certain names fear for their lives, they fear for the lives of their families. I think I've never seen this much hopelessness in the Shia community within Pakistan. It's worsening. Nothing is changing. I think we are the most vulnerable right now, and there's no security. All the security that we have is our own security, and it's mostly self-defense oriented. It's just really bad in Pakistan.
Okay, so what about our younger generation, especially who's been just growing up? What trauma they're going through and how we can cure it? I mean, is there any way?
Very recently, because we do work on ground, we travel all across the country. I was in Karachi, then in Quetta, then in Islamabad right now. The Shia community feels threatened not only by the state, not only by the agencies, not only by these organizations who are killing them, but they fear that their counterparts in the Sunni community have not endorsed, have not owned the tragedy that took place in this country, that is taking place in this country every week. They have lost hope in even that our fellow Muslims are not voicing out their concerns in the right way. They're not even showing solidarity the way it should be shown. So that's the common man's perspective. And this sectarian mindedness in this country right now is being promoted, and it will shake the very foundations of Pakistan, which is based on Shia-Sunni unity. But I see it worsening if things are not improved in the near future.
So tolerance is disappearing within the society as well. I mean, is there any way we can sit down and talk to these people, or do you think it's not worth it?
I don't think it's worth it, because they justify their killings in a very perverted way. There's no justification to mass murder. There's no justification to murder. They justify it. And talking to them or reintegrating them with the society would mean a recurring tragedy. And that is the case of Pakistan. It's not happening from today. It's happening for the last 4 or 5 decades. It's even happening before partition. This fight or this conflict within Islam has to be resolved. The Muslim leaders, the clerics, they have to come forward, and they have to make people understand that having different sects within Islam or different versions of Islam is permissible, and we should all agree to disagree. I don't see this problem being solved in Pakistan, because the people who are killing my people, who are killing innocent Pakistanis, be them Barelvi Sunnis in Sufi shrines, be them Ahmadis, be them Shias, I don't see the state or the law enforcement agencies doing their action on them. Okay, I don't see anything improving. It's worsening. And it has come to a level now where I have personally witnessed hopelessness, because the Shia masses, the persecuted communities in general, do not want to take up arms. They don't believe in violent struggle for their rights. And they just want to move out. You know, it's famously said now that Pakistan is Zindabad. It's not even Pakistan Zindabad, it's Pakistan is Zindabad. Let's move out of this country alive. And I am a personal experience. I have faced this myself. Whenever I protest in front of the parliament, I have to be underground for 2 weeks. I can't travel to many areas. I am not allowed to travel.
Okay, that's my next question. That's my next question as well. That, from your personal experience, how safe you think you are while being in Pakistan now?
I'll be very honest with you. I don't think I'm very safe. I am not allowed to travel in different parts of Pakistan. I received threats not only from the religious outfits, the extremists, I also received threats from the intelligence agencies of Pakistan.
Okay.
They don't threat me directly, but they say that you should keep a low profile. You should be more low-key. And I'm like, why should I be more low-key? Whatever I'm saying, I believe in it. And there is a Shia genocide happening in Pakistan, and if you don't stop it, and if you don't voice out for it, I better be dead. So, yeah, we are under threat, but it is famously said, like in a famous Urdu poet once said, "Jis daur mein jeena mushkil ho, us daur mein jeena lazim hai." So I believe in that. I'll keep on working. All of my friends will keep on working, even if they kill us. Till the last man stands, we will voice out for a more tolerant and a more progressive Pakistan.
Thank you very much, Ali. Thank you very much for joining us, and I wish you very good luck in your future, and stay safe wherever you are. Thank you. Viewers, we have just spoken to Ali Abbas Zaidi. Inshallah, we'll be talking to Haider Zaman Qureshi. He is the Pakistan People's Party representative in southern Punjab, and we'll be speaking to him regarding the complicit behavior of the political parties in regards to when they ask for votes, and there are some reports in the media as well that PMLN, especially in Punjab province, they have been forging relationships with these banned outfits as Ahl Sunnat wal Jamaat, led by Maulana Ludhianvi, to do some seat adjustments, to get some votes in the southern Punjab. So we'll speak to him and see how does he view it, and we'll. Assalamu alaikum, Haider, are you with us? Okay, I think we dropped him. So also, the viewers, this is very important. Whatever we have spoken to Ali as well as Ali Natik, we have to come forward and raise our voices, at least on humanitarian grounds. No religion allows to kill anyone on any basis. So I do not understand this narrative of these banned groups like Lashkar-e-Jhangvi and Sipahi Sahaba Pakistan, that on what grounds they think that it's permissible when they have accepted, or they have to accept, that we follow one Quran, we follow one Prophet, and we follow one Allah. So there's no point having an argument over these minor issues, which could be major for them. But inshallah, we'll keep portraying our picture, which is we will never pick up arms, we will defend ourselves, and we will stay in power. This has been happening since those times when people were barred and banned from naming their children as Ali, Muhammad, Fatima, and Hassan. So we have seen these atrocities, and worse than this. So we will never budge to these terrorist attacks on Shia community, and we will come stronger, inshallah. We will be going for a break now, and inshallah, when we come back, we'll talk to Raza Rumi, who is a policy director at Jinnah Institute. Inshallah, we'll talk to him. Welcome back, viewers. We are joined by Haider Zaman Qureshi from Pakistan now. Assalamu alaikum, Haider.
Ji, walaikum salam.
Thank you very much for joining us, sir.
It is a pleasure to be on your show.
Okay, you tell us, you've been in the political arena for a long time now, that how do you see this sectarian violence or Shia genocide overall? What's your view on it?
First of all, on behalf of Pakistan People's Party and the co-chairperson and the entire leadership for Central Punjab and Southern and entire Pakistan, we strongly condemn the violence and I would go all the way to say genocide of the Shia community in Quetta. And we condemn it, and the government is equally mourning, and we share the loss of lives and grief, not only in Quetta, but everywhere else where sectarian and targeted killings are happening. Be that as it may, our party has always tried to stand up for the rights of the Shiite community, the minorities, the Christians. However, and we have been the frontline party and the government in the war against terrorism. But unfortunately, the Punjab government, which is on record, and they have been violence pushers, and they've given official patronage. They've been harboring terrorists, and they have links.
But Haider, not to cut you here, but I just want to ask you that, I mean, your party represents the federation as well, so you are in the government as well. So how can you go and blame the party leading in Punjab?
Well, it's not blaming. It's their own admission. If you recall, the Chief Minister of Punjab, while addressing Jamia Naimia in 2010 March, he appealed to the Taliban and the banned outfits that why are you
attacking
doing
Punjab
bombings and hitting people in Punjab? We subscribe to the same school of thought. There is a unison in our thinking and with your thinking. So which was very critically targeted by all the political parties, and they had to face a lot of criticism. It is a fact that the Law Minister of Punjab and a lot of government functionaries there have been credible evidence by independent organizations that they have been protecting these criminals and outfits. And only yesterday, after so much political and public pressure, they raided the Lashkar-e-Jangvi chief Malik Ishaq's house.
But sorry to cut you here. I just want to clarify and ask you this as well, that it wasn't raided. Lashkar-e-Jangvi's leader Malik Ishaq called the senior superintendent of police at his home, and then he asked his to take him under the PMO. What is your take on it then?
Well, that further strengthens my argument when I say raided, because there was so public pressure, and the federal government had categorically conveyed to the provincial government that if you do not conduct and apprehend the chief and target and make sure that he's arrested, there will be a lot of bloodshed, and there is a lot of resentment in the Shiite community, and then the federal government will be forced to conduct a targeted operation. It was under this apprehension that the Punjab government went, and you can understand that there's a band outfit person who's heading it, and the DPO of Rahim Yar Khan had to sit with him for 1 hour to persuade him to surrender. Now, this speaks for itself, how they interlocute and how they communicate, how they dialogue with the criminals. Obviously, they do not have the audacity to arrest him and take him. So they gave the perception that there's nothing against us, and we are giving a voluntary arrest. So we want, and that the Pakistan minority community wants, and the Shiites, who are one-fifth of the population of this country, like all other communities, they need to be safeguarded. If the targeted genocide continues, the federal government and the coalition partners in Pakistan People's Party will not sit tight-lipped. We have targeted the terrorists, and we have been the frontline party.
But I get baffled by this sort of argument that I understand that People's Party represents the liberal thought in Pakistan, but Mushtaq Sukhera, who has been appointed as the Inspector General of Balochistan, he had clear links with Ahl-e-Sunnat wal Jamaat, and he's been appointed by the Prime Minister of Pakistan after this Quetta genocide.
You see, once there is the governor rule, the IG was appointed, and in the governor's rule, it's the governor's choice. The Prime Minister appoints because the Prime Minister is the competent authority. Names are forwarded for the Chief Secretary and the Governor by the concerned provincial government. After the Raisani government, Mr. Magsi had proposed these names. So that will not really, that cannot be construed in a manner that Pakistan People's Party has somehow placed someone. You see, we don't place officials. It's the official patronage that is problematic, and we have always condemned, and we have always stood by the minorities and the Shia community. You see, only yesterday, Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf and other political parties have openly condemned Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, because they are entering into a seat adjustment
In the southern
formula with
Punjab
Ahl
especially.
Sunnat wal Jamaat and the Lashkar-e-Jangvi, particularly on 15 National Assembly seats in the south of Punjab. So this further gives credence and support to the apprehensions that we are all discussing, and I'm sure you are discussing, that if you are making electoral alliances for your political gains on the cost of the lives and liberties of innocent civilians, children, women, then and the minority community, then you are doing politics with the lives of the citizens of Pakistan. And Pakistan People's Party and our coalition partners will never allow that to happen, and we will do whatever it is to protect the life and liberty of these innocent children and women and citizens.
All right, very last question, sir. Just tell us that is it worth talking to these terrorist organization as the plan has been in place by the ANP in KP province, and sort of obviously if you bring Taliban in, then next time you will bring Lashkar-e-Jangvi and SSP in as well.
Well, Pakistan People's Party and its government's stated position is that we will not interact or dialogue with terrorist and banned outfits, and particularly those political parties who have militant wings, unless and until they accept the writ of the state, they lay down their arms, disband their militant wings. Prior to that, there will not be any form or any mechanism of dialogue. As far as your Taliban question is concerned, Pakistan's stated position on that is that any peace process or withdrawal of NATO troops from Afghanistan, Pakistan's security forces who have rendered immense sacrifice, Pakistan's government, which has been the frontline state, we all have to be part of that withdrawal strategy. Be that as it may, we cannot term that as negotiating peace with Taliban, because you cannot negotiate peace with people who do not recognize your constitution, who do not recognize your fundamental pillars of the constitution, and the mechanism of government. They don't recognize our courts. They want a different form of court. They don't recognize women, their rights. They don't recognize education for children. So we have absolutely conflicting views on that. So we will not interact with criminal elements unless they
that's fair statement, Mr. Haider. Just tell us one yes or no answer, please. That is any Shia in Pakistan feel safe now?
Unfortunately, that's a very valid question, I must say. There is a lot of fear. There is a lot of grief. There is a lot of anger within the Shia community. We all have to stand by them. Minorities have been suppressed lately. You've seen people, if they speak for the minorities, they have been targeted. The Governor of Punjab was one example. Our Federal Minister Shehbaz Bhatti was another example. I think we need to, as a society, as a nation, we need to be more tolerant. We need to be more understanding of the rights of people to their beliefs, as well as
and we should accommodate everyone
their own beliefs. And this will result in a civil war. And Pakistan already has a lot of challenges, and we can't afford another sectarian war. And mind you, there are a lot of international players who are involved in this war to make Pakistan a war zone. So all the religious parties and political parties have to unite, stand behind the armed forces and the government in this war, and also handle this very precarious situation, very critical situation, in a very mature and a very resolute manner.
So we must evolve. Thank you very much, Haider, for joining us from Pakistan. We will be joined, inshallah, now by Raza Rumi. He's a policy director at Jinnah Institute in Islamabad, and he is been leading this sort of Shia stance in local newspaper as well as the international newspaper. He's been writing columns, and through this policy making, he has been involved in this. Whatever we have spoken to Haider now, and what he was saying, that we must evolve as a society. But my question to that was, will be always that are we able to understand these people, the people who come to our houses and kill our children? Are we able to even negotiate and sit down with them who don't believe in any sort of negotiations? Bringing down Taliban's and their links with Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, Punjabi Taliban in southern Punjab, and then Sipahi Sahaba Pakistan. These people just commit those crimes, and they do have the audacity to come publicly and admit. I mean, this is just extremely unbelievable, whatever is happening in Pakistan right now. We are joined by Raza now. Raza, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, Raza. Thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome, thanks.
Raza, tell us, I want to talk to you about this doctrine of strategic depth, which was initiated in post-1980 in Pakistan, that we have to go all across this Central Asia, and we have to, I mean, are we able to secure our own borders first? Do you still believe in this doctrine?
Just to be very brief, this was one of the most bizarre doctrines propagated by General Aslam Beg and General Hamid Gul, the former ISI chief. And basically they were indulging in overreach, trying to be a regional power and showing ambition while they could not even solve the basic problems in Pakistan, like clean drinking water and sanitation. So, we are, and this is the doctrine which then made our state nurture these very dangerous militant groups and keep on, supporting them. And therefore, today we are in this situation that, our state itself has become hostage to them. You have seen how they have been attacking even the military installations, the police, the FIA, the citizens, the civilians. And we have a complete situation where our so-called, assets which were going to act as
that's the whole reason asking you, because the politicians, the leaders, the army, it looks to me they've all been complicit in ongoing slaughter of Shia in Pakistan for the last 30 almost years, and especially it's been the last 10 years, it's been horrendous.
Yes, indeed, it has been horrendous. Of course, Shia Muslims within the Muslim community are the prime target, but they have also been attacking the moderate Sunnis, the Barelwis. Hundreds of shrines in Pakistan, Sufi shrines have been attacked. Some have been blown up.
So what do they want? I mean, what's their agenda? What do they want to do? I mean, are they playing a role in this big term strategic game of America and Saudi Arabia, or is something else? How do you take it?
Well, I think the game is very clear: to create state in Pakistan and a society which sort of justifies and legitimizes use of violence and jihad. And obviously, Islam and Muslims are a very diverse, notions. There are many sects within Islam, and Islam is a very plural entity. There are Shias and Sunnis and other sects, but of course they believe in the same God and the same Prophet. So it is an attempt to kill diversity so that a homogeneous vision of Islam and a homogeneous Islamic state can be created, which is what Al-Qaeda also wants.
Okay. So, I mean, do you think, last question I want to ask you, do you think, are we able to talk to these people, Lashkar-e-Jhangvi, Sipahi Sahaba Pakistan, and all the other banned outfits? Should we talk to them?
Well, I personally think that the way our politicians are giving in and the way our media proposes that we should be talking to them and begging them for peace is completely unacceptable. I would like to just remind you that all these anti-Shia groups, militant organizations, are in alliance with the Taliban, the Pakistani Taliban, and they all are in one boat. So we cannot talk to them until they surrender and accept the Pakistani constitution, laws, and the diversity of Islam, without which we would be giving in, and unfortunately that is where we are headed.
Okay, thank you very much, Raza. Inshallah, very nice talking to you. Stay safe. That's what I can say. And inshallah, we will talk to you soon. Thank you. Viewers, we are just heading towards the end of the program. I just want to conclude this program that one of the maxims of Imam Hussain alayhi salam is that if you don't believe in any religion and don't fear the resurrection day, at least be free in this world. Murtaza was only 12 when he embraced martyrdom. But his grandfather, aged 85, also a learned doctor, replied when asked that what is going through your mind. He said they were killed because they loved the progeny of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Those innocent victims have surely joined Shaheed Mohsin Naqvi today, and who famously said once, with a smile on his face, to all those who commit these vile, ferocious, and barbaric acts in the name of Islam, Khuda ki lanat tera muqaddar, Khuda ki rahmat nasib mera, mujhe to manzoor hai ye sauda, Yazid tera Hussain mera. Once again, I thank you all for watching, and especially to Ali Natik, Raza Rumi, Ali Abbas Zaidi, and Haider Zaman. They all joined us from Pakistan. If you have anything to say, please send your feedback at hidayattv.tv, and we will continue to propagate peace, harmony, and tell the world that we can coexist. We will never pick up arms. We will always say only one thing, and that's how I'll conclude. गम कोई न दे हमको सिवाय गम शब्बीर, शब्बीर का गम बांट रहा है तो इधर दे. अल्लाहुम्मा सल्ली अला मुहम्मदिन व आले मुहम्मद.